Well, fresh off the heels of Valentine's Day, show your love by planning for the future. Attorney Justin Randall is here from Hooper Law Office. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, how do we mean show love with estate planning? How is that an act of love?
Yeah, so there's really two main things that you can do to show your love for family members while doing estate planning. And the first act of love is really having the right conversations with people. You want to make sure that you let people know what your wishes are, especially when it's related to like healthcare or end of life wishes, but also make sure you're talking to people and asking them if you're thinking of putting them in particular roles, like let's say a power of attorney, a trustee of a trust, or the personal representative of your estate after you pass. Make sure you talk to those individuals and make sure that they're a good fit and that they're willing to do it.
So talking about it is one. What is the other way we can show our love?
So the other way is actually getting the documents in place. Talking only goes so far, so it's important to actually sit down and talk about creating these documents and get them in place. So it's good to have powers of attorney for finance and healthcare so that you have somebody who can step in for you while you're alive if there's an incapacity or if you just need somebody to help. And then when you're talking about planning after someone would pass away, you want to make sure that you have your will in place, your trust in place, depending on what your estate planning goals are. And then even things like a marital property agreement can help avoid probate on the first death for a surviving spouse.
Sometimes you can find these things online, but why is it important to have a qualified attorney be looking over everything you're doing?
We always joke that it's not so much just the drafting of the documents that is our job, because like you said, people can find form powers of attorney online, but where our value really comes in is sitting down and designing the plan with them, talking about things that they might not think to look at themselves or that some of these online tools just don't ask or can't give advice on. But we also have a lot of value after the client is gone, working with the family and making sure that the estate is handled effectively and that we take that stress off of them when they're already going through a really tough time. Well,
speaking of then, let's talk about the importance of having an estate plan in place. You know, I mean, it is an act of love now, but later as well.
Yeah, and part of that is to make sure that you're making sure that things get to people in the right way. So not everybody has the perfect life where they're perfectly healthy all the time or they don't have other liability concerns. And so if you have somebody with special concerns in your life that you want to still leave things to and protect those things that you're leaving for them, it's really important to coordinate that with your estate plan and put that language into the documents.
Okay, you are very centered on education in the community, which is appreciated. So during these seminars, I noticed that sometimes you have different titles, but really you'll cover kind of anything anybody has a question about, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we always try to hit the key points of like wills and trusts and Medicaid, but we will always stick around and ask or answer whatever questions that somebody has to ask, especially if it's more in depth than maybe we're able to cover, you know, just during our 2-hour presentation.
And if someone's a farmer or a veteran, there are special circumstances there, you can help those folks too.
Absolutely. Estate planning is a broad overview, but there's a lot of subsets and sort of focuses within that overall umbrella.
Well, everybody pretty much falls under that umbrella because you want to do a plan of love for your family. So let's talk about the next complimentary seminar. It is Wednesday, February 21st, that is. First is already done. You can attend at either 2 or 6 p.m. at the Neville Public Museum in Green Bay. While it is complimentary, they do ask that you register at 920-993-0990 or online, estateplanninglive.com. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks.